Alright, y'all. Well, day 72. We out here just working on making progress. So, we are... Today is chest day. Yesterday was legs. We, for the first time in like just over a year, we decided to work up heavier in the squat since that squat pad or bar pad has been making it doable for the bar not digging into my back and pressing on whatever nerve it was pissing off. So we were able to work up to what felt like and seems like a nice solid 265 squat for one rep. It felt much heavier than it looked, for sure. Feeling wise, I feel like 270, 275 would probably be my max. But by the way it looked on camera, probably like 280 or 285 would be my absolute like 100% max. Like, you are going to fail this if you even question what you're trying to push at the moment. Weight. But I'm not going to complain about 265 for not squatting really over 225, over 200 in over a year for sure. And because it was just becoming more and more painful every time we squatted. I've been just working at 185, so I'm still able to just add 80 pounds on to what we've been working at and hit it for a solid rep. So I do need to film our next squat day from the side so we can check form, see if we have any forward or backwards lean or anything like that, and make sure our hip crease is getting to or below the top of the knee for a full depth. Since we're not competing, but that's where they consider competition depth to be, is the hip crease has to go below the knee. So if that's what is considered a full squat, that is what we are trying to do. Now, we're not trying to get low enough to where we're resting on our calves and taking the tension off of our quads, because then that becomes counterproductive for building strength out of the hole and overall leg development if you're taking the load and the stimulus off of the muscle at its most stretched point. So that also is not effective if you guys are doing that and you're squatting so deep that you're resting on your calves. Knock that shit off. You're cheating. So it's great that you're that flexible, but you're ruining your ability to put on some real quad growth. But that other than that, lower back's a little stiff, but nothing out of the ordinary. I figured it would be slightly from having an additional 80 pounds put on it from what it's used to. Even though our current deadlift is like 405, once we get around to squatting, like that 265 feels like it might as well just be like 405, 500 pounds just sitting on my back. It is such a different feeling on the way it compresses my body that is just never comfortable. It never has been comfortable for me to squat. So that's what we got to look at next time, see how our form's doing there, and then we'll go from there on that. But as for today, we got chest. I might decide to work up and see where my bench max might be right now, but I do kind of want to stay to the scheduled program for that at the moment, because like I do put on strength and progress doing the same like 10 8 6 4 2 as I can with squats, but it's not as effective for my chest. My chest grows best with like 3 sets of like 5 to 8, right in that range. Not even necessarily at the heaviest possible, just with super solid contractions. If I keep the rep timing extremely slow, I can get a good workout at like 185 on my chest. But if I'm repping a little bit faster, you know, the weight obviously can go up because I'm not sitting with that weight just on my chest the entire time. So it's a trade-off between time under tension and maximum load stimulus, and finding where your body likes to grow the best for which body parts. So today we're going to go 230 for the bench press and hit that for 3 sets of 5 like we've been planning, and then 230, or no, I did 230 last week, so today would be 235. So we're going to go ahead and go 235 today for 3 sets of 5, and go ahead and see how that goes. If we complete that, next week we'll go ahead and go to 240, and so on. As for the squats, I've got my weights worked out for what I'm going to do there for 10 8 6 4 2. I'm going to go 95 135 155 185 225. Or wait, is that what I have on there? It might be, yeah, I think that's what I have on there. So then we'll hit that, then we'll go ahead and we'll go to hack squats instead of V squats. We're just going to take those to failure at whatever we need to do to be failing at around 10 to 12 reps. And then that'll be that for legs next week. Well, next time. But anyways, we will see you guys here in a bit when I get up to the gym to do chest. We're going to crush that shit. Alright, so today's chest day, like we talked about earlier. I went ahead and warmed up with 95, 135, 185 for sets of 5. I've got 235 now on the bar. I've got that little 5 out there on each side. And then we're going to hit this for 3 sets of 5 is what our working sets are supposed to be today. So let's go ahead and hit this first set and see how we're doing. That feels pretty good. Not a lot of strain on the shoulders. Nothing feels funny in the delts. I had 2 reps there where I kind of flared my elbows up some. So I did feel the load transfer from my pec into my shoulder, but nothing too aggressive. Was able to feel it and fairly adjust for it. So we're doing good there. So 235 for 2 more sets of 5. Will definitely be right on point. It'll feel great. Big stimulus. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the next chest movement, which is dumbbell incline presses. So that's where we'll start working in, that higher volume. So I'll have you guys catch up with me when I move to those. All right, so we finished up our 3x5 at 235. So now it's time for incline bench. Got the 60-pound dumbbells. We're going to go ahead and hit this for 3 sets of 10 to 12 is what we're shooting for here. So let's go ahead and get these things knocked out. Alright, so there's our first set of 12, and as we set them down, we try not to crush our feet, because today we decided to wear our slides, and still got the socks on though, because it's a little cold in here with the AC running. That and my feet are pasty white, terribly white, massive tan line. But that's besides the point. I gonna go ahead and get 2 more sets of these knocked out, and then we'll go ahead and we'll move on to, I believe it's flies are next. But I've got to check. I can't see the thingy from here, so I'll go ahead and bring you guys along once I move on to the next thing. Finished up our dumbbell inclines, 3 sets. 12, 60 pounds. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to cable flies. Neutral to slight decline position. We got 30 pounds on each pin, and we're going to go ahead and knock these out for 5 sets of 15. That way we can start increasing that volume to get those things done. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and knock out 4 more sets of those, and then we will do cable crunches and front pull downs as a superset, and get on out of here for our chest day. Super simple, nothing crazy, nothing special. We keep it to the basics, and the basics keep us growing. So until that doesn't work, which will come at a point, but for now, that's the way we're going to keep growing and keep getting stronger. So I'll have you guys catch up with me here in a minute when I switch over to pullovers and cable crunches. The cable pullovers, we're just doing them standing and slightly bent forward to get the big stretch. And then standing cable crunches today, this is at 60 pounds and these are at 90 pounds. So let's go ahead and get these things going. Oh. All right. Those cable crunches no matter what, never get old for me. They always give my abs such a complete and total stimulus. Like from here all the way down to like middle of the bottom ab, right below the belly button, is always severely activated. So it doesn't really matter which attachment I'm using. It'll kind of target whether my uppers or my lowers are targeted slightly more, but they are all working no matter what, because I'm still doing like a crunch plus a sit-up. So it overall targets the whole abdominal section. And then as for those pullovers, it's more of a lat exercise than it is really chest, but you can feel some of this outer area in the rib cage working, some of this outer edge of the pec working, and then you really get the lats once you get from like here down to here. So this range from here to here is where you're getting a lot of this lower and outer edge chest activation for me. That's where I can feel it at and how I can kind of target that. Is it the best exercise for it? No. I just enjoy doing them, and the range of movement feels really nice. And the pump I get from it, I enjoy. So, but yeah, you know, today's workout, pretty simple. Nothing too complicated. Anyone can do it. It's just flat bench, incline dumbbell flies, cable flies, pullovers, cable crunches. So cable crunches don't count for chest, but we do those every day. You always want to work your core. And then, so with that, you're getting upper and mid pec activation, then you're getting upper and mid activation, and then you're getting lower pec activation with whatever these little guys out here are called along the edge of the rib cage going into the lower pec. And then, yeah, so in my opinion, you hit every section of it. If you're hitting your sets to not even specifically failure, but to fatigue, then you're going to have an effective chest building day. So I'll be sore tomorrow. I know I will be. And with that, get out there, go work toward your goals, get your stuff done, and don't be a lazy fuck.